Students are requested to come. Students from SAHITYA, care representative students, they will be live. Please. Now, all guests will be felicitated by Uteria by the Professor. Professor Dr. SANSAD. With the honorable next.
SWASTI साहित्य संगठन आज एक सुवर्ण सुजोग से आम सहर जड़े 25 वर्षीय कन्या बाबा डॉक्टर पुस्तक उन्मोचन कर पुस्तक उन्मोचन जीवन गोटे परम मुहूर्त तेणु आज ये मंच एक नूतन प्रेरणा जोगे आज वन्य आम संस्थान सभापति आपण अति परिचित श्रीयुक्त महेंद्र कुमार पट्टनायक महोदय आपण जानते प्राक्तन अतिरिक्त जिलापाल से अवसर नहीं जड़े नारी मणि विभिन्न व्यक्तित्व से आज समाज आज आम गण अच्छा राउरकेलार 3 जन वरिष्ठ इंग्राजी भाषा साहित्य विभाग छात्र विषय अवसर ने डॉक्टर प्रोफेसर श्यामा प्रसाद स्वाई जी गांधी महाविद्यालय अध्यक्ष भाव में 10 वर्ष पूर्व संग्राम कर प्रोफेसर पारेश्वर विश्व एवं आज जो पुस्तक रचयिता झी सागरिका प्रियदर्शिनी आपण मान आशीर्वाद विषय अपेक्षा करिछि तार यात्रा केमती अनेक अनेक आगु जीव आज आम देखुछु एक नुआ अभ्युदय एक नुआ प्रतिभार उदय ये कुमारी लेखिका मात्र 25 वर्ष बयस 3टी सृजन कविता गल्प एवं उपन्यास आम सृजन राज्य को से समर्पित करुछन्ते एटा जे केवल आरंभ नुहे यह एक अभिनव स्वप्न प्रस्तावना से कविता भावना तरंग छुईछन्ति से उपन्यास जीवन सत्य खोजिछन्ति एवं गल्प मानवीय अनुभूति को अनुभूतिर गोटे मूल को से स्पर्श कर मो तो अत्यंत गर्वर विषय आम लेखकीय परिवार से जड़े सदस्य भाव में जन्म नहीं कहले अत्युक्ति हो ना आम सहर झी आम अनुज डॉक्टर युधिष्ठिर बेहेरा कन्या आम माटीर गंध आम इंग्राजी भाषा साहित्यर श्रेष्ठता निष्ठता आम जीवन सत्य को से निज शब्द रेखांकित कर केवल लेखि नाहंती से जीवन को अनुभव कर केवल कागज कलम लिखि नाहंती कागज कलम लिखा पूर्व हाथ में लिखा पूर्व एक प्रचंड अनुभव आसी कागज कलम एक भौतिक भाव स्थूल भाव लिखि से हाथ तले आउ एक हाथ लिखि तेणु से अनुभव कर आम साहित्य दिगंत को से आलोकित कर हृदय आशीर्वाद करुच्ची शुभेच्छा जनाऊँगी तार लेखा एपरी भाव जगत को छू जेपरी गंगा जल अनंत काल अनंत भाव बही जाए गोटे क्षेत्र परिसीमार दूर दिग्बड़ आड़ को प्रसरी जावार संभावना से रखू पुरस्कृत को आशीर्वाद करुच्ची तार मंगल धन्यवाद।
निराचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। Esteemed guest reviewer on the dais and ladies and gentlemen of the dais, it is a proud privilege on my part to be here to participate in the book launching ceremony of SAGARIKA PRIYADARSHANEE, who is only 25 years old, as we are given to understand. Today, it is definitely a privilege to be here on this auspicious occasion of inauguration of these three books. One is one is poem, the second one is novel, and third one is poetry. So CH Mrs. Sagarika Priyadarshane for his invaluable contribution to the field of literature. Samaj, Sahitya, literature is always with the society. It means for the welfare of the community, welfare of the society. Then it is literature of the living. So there are three speakers, guest leaders on the dais who are supposed to be specialists on the subject given to narrated to each one of them. They will quickly discuss about the books. We have got the opportunity to be Priyadarshane. So I only congratulate him for this venture. I consider this is a venture. And I will not take much of your time. I will only welcome all of you to this evening session of the discussion to be held in this I heard of us. So, with these words, I once again welcome you all and give a very presidential address on this auspicious occasion. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Now, this is the time for the special participant that is unveiling the books. And I would like to introduce all the guests on the terrace to welcome the book. Dr. Ajit and Honorable SAGARIKA, Mrs. Sahani, Mrs. Supervisor, and I would like to welcome the terrace. Please. As we know, literature is the expression of emotions of others. We may exist of prose, poetry, novel, drama, detective books, and such. As the history says, literature is the strength to start or stop a world, spread peace, ignite revolution. If we have any patriotism, that may be because of a patriotic song, it is a form of literature. If we have any inclination towards the world, that may be due to a devotional song, a form of literature. If someone gives religious discourses or preaching, that may be due to a Veda, Purana, Gita, Bhagavad, etc. That is also a form of literature. So, from all the examples, I want to portray the presence of literature in every place and in every place of the world and in every situation of the mind. Today, as we will celebrate the dance of books, we will celebrate the journey of its creator, Sagarika PRIYADARSHANEE, a journey that is as inspiring as the book itself. The author's story is one resilience and self-discovery. During her school years, she went through a difficult phase of depression, which led her to discontinue her studies. However, what seemed like an end became a new beginning through social media platforms. She discovered a space where words would heal, where writing would become both an escape and a form of self-expression. She began sharing her feelings and thoughts online, slowly stepping into the vast and beautiful world of literature. Her habit of writing soon grew deeper. She started penning her emotions in diaries, capturing every feeling, every struggles, and every thought. Inspired by the works of authors like Barwa, she found motivation to write her own stories in the form of novels. And by the reading of the lyrics of the world of Harry Potter, the very popular book of the world, she started writing fantasy and others. Today, she stands before us as a shining example of new words can transfer pain into words. Her journey reminds us that inspiration can emerge from the darkest times and that creativity often blooms from courage and self-creation. She truly is an inspiration to the new generation of writers who book that the passion and preservation can turn even the greatest stars into art that does this. So, as we unveil the book today, let us celebrate not just a book, but a beautiful journey creativity, and empathy. So, author is already with us, it is by her another is related to me. I narrated her questions during her clinic times. How she started writing and why did she took business to write and poems, novels and poets, all categories of the writings. I have to listen something from her, Miss Sagarika.
But also celebrating my journey as an author. We started with Sapphire, a collection of love chronicles and the adventures of Barwa. This has been quite a thrilling journey. Each book holds a piece of my soul and I am here to share these parts of myself with you. The emotions, words, stories I have carried within myself are finally yours. Sapphire is a heartfelt collection of love chronicles that celebrates different states of love. I have always been fascinated by the various nuances of love and have tried to incorporate those gentle, passionate and painful feelings into this book. The Adventures of Annie explores curiosity, imagination and the spirit of adventure. This book is close to my heart because it tested my imagination while bringing out the child within me. It reminded me of my younger self who asked questions and dared to dream. This book speaks to young hearts, encouraging them to touch the sky and believe that anything is possible. Mirrored Heart is a powerful poetry collection that came out directly from my experience. Each word tells a hidden story of love, loss, heartbreak, loneliness, hope, resilience, and healing. I have bared my heart through this poetry collection, which is filled with the raw beauty of human emotions. I believe that books are bridges that connect two hearts, a bridge between the heart of an author and a reader. While writing these books, I have imagined that my words would cross the bridge from my heart to yours. You will be able to feel every emotion behind every word. My experience would become your experience. Inspiration often comes from unexpected places. I never thought I would make a career in writing. I chose to write when I was in the lowest phase of my life. The idea to write a book actually came from my father, Dr. Ajit, who is present here. I used to jot down my feelings in a diary when I felt low, when I couldn't share my bottle of emotions with anyone. Over time, it turned into a habit. Reading numerous novels from various authors inspired me to write a story of my own. Personal experiences heavily influenced my writing topics. My debut book reflects my own struggles. Basically, that book is my savior, so to say. I was drowning in misery when I wrote that book. Although I never initially considered publishing it, here I am. I write about what I see and feel around me, and everything influences my world. I just watch and learn. My only vision regarding these books is to help people understand various human emotions. Everyone has their own share of experiences. Our experiences shape our personalities. My books explore complex human emotions that can be understood by feeling the depth of the words. You will be whisked away to a place where words and emotions collide. A sanctuary where different people come together and experience something meaningful. Everyone has experienced something relatable, and my stories aim to be a comforting presence, like a friend who never leaves your side. They are there for you whenever you need them. Peace among the chaos. I want people to know that they are not alone in whatever they are going through. None of this would have been possible without the constant support and encouragement of my family, friends, mentors, and leaders who believed in my words. My journey as an author has just started, and with your support, I hope to go a long way. My life changed with Sapphire, and officially present it to you along with The Adventures of Annie, and my latest creation, Mirrored Heart. May they find a home in your hearts as I have in mine. The journey of mine as an author and yours as a reader starts now. Thank you for being here, for celebrating this milestone with me, and for believing in the power of stories.
Thank you, dear blessed girl. I was the eyewitness for the violence of Sagarika during her suffering periods. And this is the last outcome of that suffering, which is I'm converted to the pleasant moments. Again, I wish her all the success, and I wish her great journey in this in the field of literature. Now, the book has been unveiled. This is the time for discussion about the books. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. Shyama Prasad Swain, who is a renowned poet and critic, ex-principal of Gandhi Mahavidyalaya, a true guide for PhD students who guided about 9 research scholars and 4 PhD scholars, recipient of many prestigious national and state awards from different corners of the states. He has published more than 60 papers of national and international journals, attended a number of national and international seminars and conferences, and chaired individual sessions also. He has been selected as a state councillor for UNO, was a member of Board of Studies of Sambalpur University. So again, I would like to request Professor Dr. Shyama Prasad Swain to give his opinions about the book Adventures of Annie, the novel. I would like to request all the reviewers, critics to keep their timings within 15 minutes, please.
He has told me already. That within 20 minutes you told me. Within 15 minutes I'll finish. I'm to wind up this talk within 20 minutes, but it'll take 10 minutes or 15 minutes, not more. Because this book, The Adventures, there is no adventure here, number one. And I don't want to discourage her. But one problem, when I went through the book, I suffered from psychiatric problems also. Because there are a number of incidents narrated by the writer which do not have any link, no link, patchy, completely patchy, and slipshod. And the entire narration is full of all, unexpected, uncanny, and strange happenings, which are highly romantic. And that is why I thought of postmodernism, and she belongs to the postmodern world also. And this entire book is a piece of postmodern literature. And why I told this? Because romanticism is something which is different, it is having some kind of order. High romanticism is totally erratic. And postmodern writing is high romantic. And when I talk of postmodernism, I talk of 3 important things in postmodern. One is liberty with the language, liberty with the body, and the other is liberty with your mind. And she has taken liberty with the mind, because whatever she has narrated, there is no limit to it. And I personally feel that this book, which she has already told in the acknowledgement that it is a novelette, is not a novelette. It's a novella. It's a novella. Because novelette is something which is a small year, but novella, this is novella because it's an adventure book. So it's a novella. And this particular novella, I can call it, it's an oddball. Oddball. It's an oddball. And it is a splendid example of, you can call it a Gothic, 19th century literature or Gothic literature. That deals with the horror, dreams, and this is quite Gothic, but Gothic syncretism. There is Gothic syncretism, because he has fused so many elements into the book. The element of dream, the element of expectations, the element of desires, all this has been fused into the book. And this book, when I read this book, I'm reminded of Virginia Woolf, the great writer, and who told that on or about 1910, human character changed. and the literature began to adapt to reflect this newness of the age, something newness, because you are breaking away from the consciousness and to the other world. That is, she is not dealing with the consciousness of all human general consciousness. It's a different kind of consciousness in the book. And the entire book, I was thinking of Gothic novels of Horace Walpole, Castle of Otranto, then Mary Shelley, Frankenstein, then Anne Radcliffe, The Mysteries of Udolpho, and then again, the most important is the Lewis Carroll's The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland. And this book is more related to Lewis Carroll's Adventures in Alice in Wonderland, more related to that, and not to Castle of Otranto or not to even Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. In Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, he creates a, spirit or something like a very ghastly creature. And the ghastly creature created by the writer ultimately governs him. So that is the postmodern criticism. We create something, but what we create, that destroys us. So this is the important point we are told here. And in this novel, one thing is that we have ontological related to our existence, number one, and then we have the element of eschatological. There is no epistemological, it's a eschatological because the other one, the ghost, the goblins, all the things, eschatological. And that is why I call entire book as a dream-like, illogical experience which defies normal expectations. It doesn't cater to present expectations, it defies normal expectations because what you have told in the book that we generally don't experience that. Very few experience. And when I went through the book and I experienced things, I myself felt that I am out of this world. I am some other world. So this particular book, it is a very nice book where she has given the reminiscential excursions into the labyrinthine lanes of the psyche, the mind. The labyrinthine lane, very confusing, labyrinthine lanes of the psyche. And the voyage she is talking of in the book, that voyage is a voyage which is from the world of absurdity to the world of reality. The world of absurdity to the world of reality. Because it's moving through dreams and desires, all the things. Ultimately, end of the novel, they are coming back to that. And between the lover and the beloved, Danny and Ellen, there is a kind of union between them. Probably the desire of Alice is to be united with the Danny. And ultimately, end of the novel, they are united. So the novel ends with some kind of union between the lover and beloved who have been desiring this for a long time. But they will pass through certain horrors and certain Gothic experiences. And that is why the entire novel is dealing with the voyage and return. If you call it the entire novel, I would call it a piece of literary nonsense. A piece of literary nonsense. Because I don't understand anything from the novel. Because, at one place we have dealt with I will tell you some of the lines which are quite ghastly. And he's talking of a line where he's talking of the queen of the mansion. And then he is talking of Prince Daniel. Prince Daniel is dead. And Prince Daniel is living as a ghost. And this girl is desiring for the love of Prince Daniel, who is existing as a spirit. And therefore they go to the mansion. In the mansion, they have a desire to meet this particular prince. But in the mansion, they are the queen. And the queen is the evil queen. Evil. So all dealing with evil queens. The queen is evil queen. And the queen is a witch. She's a witch. And she has seduced so many people into her own domain. And she has pushed Prince Daniel's mother, the queen, to jump off a cliff in which Prince Daniel's mother was pushed to the jaws of death by this evil queen. So this is she has narrated at the beginning. And the entire novel in the form of dialogue. So the entire novel is a dialogic narrative. A dialogic narrative talking about the experiences in the form of dialogue between Daniel and Anna. And this particular, the element of Vijay Jade Arari Vijay. Nerimunta Vijay. It is related to the Queen of Hearts. And this Alice Adventures are remembering, actually I am remembering about Alice in Wonderland. But the different in Alice in Wonderland is a different book where there is a logic, there is a narrative link, it is not patchy. But here you find everything is very patchy, very slipshod and no interconnection. So there find incoherence of the story. Story element is not there, there is no story. They are simply recollections of the consciousness, which the psychological novelists like Virginia Woolf, James Joyce, they call that the stream of consciousness. Coming to my mind certain thoughts and are narrating it in the form of a novel. And the magical ring, dealing with one very important, the magical ring, the spare book and the magical ring and the wand, community wand. And the moment you talk of the wand, I'm reminded of Shakespeare Tempest, where Prospero had a wand, the magic wand. And here also the same thing is happening here. With the help of the wand and the magic book and the ring, the girl is putting a ring, magic ring, and they are trying to create whatever they like. And then again suddenly they go up to the sky. They fly in the crypta. Crypta is a usual word called crypta. And the crypta is a flying aeroplane. So the crypta. Again they come down into the sea. So you know the things which are narrated in the novel, actually they very, very odd, very fantastic also. That is why she had told it is a fantasy. It's a fantasy also. And going down, coming to the sea, again going up the sea, and then again meeting the guardian angel. The guardian angel, Daniel meeting the guardian angel, and the guardian angel, she is requesting for the search, the quest. And they are in quest of what? They are in quest of a particular place where they can get mental peace, where they can get some kind of solace from the madding crowd of the modern world, apart from the madding crowd Thomas Hardy had already used in the novel. And if you really remember the lines, the very good lines, actually when reading this novel, I am reminded of the lines of Thomas Gray, whose lines have been used by Thomas Hardy in the novel Far from the Wedding Crowd. And the lines are great elegy written in a country churchyard. And the lines are, far from the madding crowd's ignoble strife, their sober wishes never learned to stray. Along the cool and sequestered vein of life, they kept the noiseless tenor of their way. So, the people don't want to live in the madding crowd of the city, the din and bustle of the city. They want to live very calm, very serene life. That is why they say far from the madding crowd, how do you do that novel? But now here, Annie is moving to the sky with the help of the crypta. And crypta is a flying aeroplane. And then while going to the sky, suddenly something happens, and they all of a sudden fall into the earth, and they enter into a cavity. And inside the cavity, they see different kinds of flowers. They see very nice vegetation. So actually, in this, I'm imagining what is this fantasy here. They fall into a cavity, and the cavity is having a beautiful garden, and they are searching for the hell flower, not ordinary flower, the hell flower. Now the word hell flower brings to my mind. The flower is symbol of hell in Barwa. So therefore I will think of the symbol of the clouds, the breeze, the crossing the rift, jumping from the jump of cloud to the next cloud, and then crossing the rift, and they come to a desert. And so you see, they are in the sky, they come to the cavity, they move out of the cavity, they go to a desert. Now all these are happening how? By the magic ring the girl is having, and the spell book and the wand. So with this, they can go anywhere they like. Simply the spell book is there, the wand is there, and the magic ring is there, and they book the wand, and they read the spell book, they transport it to another world. So transportation from one world to another world, from reality to the world of imagination, and again from the world of imagination to the world of reality, is creating a lot of problem for this heroine Annie. And actually when you think of Annie, actually this word Annie is a Hebrew word, Hebrew. It's actually Annie borrowed from the Hebrew language, and Annie actually means kindness, charm, and also empathy. These are the meaning of the word Annie. So the word Annie is quite symbolic, and the girl is very symbolic of that, because the girl is having empathy, and she is quite considerate towards Danny, whom she loves. And so that is why he is more concerned of Danny, and she is more concerned of Danny's health and well-being. And you know, again he has given the example of the moonlight. The particular pages talking about the moonlight and moonlight in the dark sealed rooms. Now again, this is quite fantastic also. The room is dark, the room is sealed. Then how do you get the moonlight? From where the moonlight comes? If the room is dark and sealed. So the entire thing is fantasy. But she has written in the acknowledgement that it is a scientific fantasy. But I don't think it is a scientific fantasy, not science fantasy. It is a fantasy, that's all. Because when I think of the room and the moonlight coming from the sealed room moonlight cannot come because the room is sealed. But she has proved that the moonlight coming in the sealed rooms. Then again, she has used a word called stupid ornamental box, from which they take out the ring and the ring is given to whom? Then you take the ring from that stupid. I don't know why she has called the ornamental box a stupid box. I don't see what is stupid. Now, then again, at the end, to the middle of the novel, a king, they go to a king, and the king is sitting on a golden throne of the castle. We bow before the king. Daniel and Annie, they bow before the king, and they go to the king. But the king is suspicious of them, and king doubts that why have they come to the kingdom. So that the king tried to test them, whether they are really coming here for some purpose or they have come to kill the king. And so you find here the past of Danny and the past of Daniel and Annie, that is unveiled. In the novel, that is getting unveiled, gradually revealed. And an old man locked up in the cell reveals the past of the king, how after the death of his elder brother, instead of taking care of the kingdom and the niece, the king transformed the niece into a statue and threw her into a river on the very day of her coronation. So this she has given here in the novel, and then she has again narrated that when they are going down in the river, there are dragons, there are so many, monsters, sea monsters, sea creatures, and I find that the status, the princess regains her life, and at the end, and the end of the book, I find the princess regained her life, and the journey again to the kingdom of death, again back to the kingdom of the earth. So therefore the lovers who were moving throughout in a piece of adventurous voyage, they ultimately come back to the world of reality. So that is why the entire novel is a kind of cathartic description of the emotions and the feelings of the heroine Annie, who come back to life and come back to earth after the reunion with Daniel, who was a ghost, but now Daniel becomes a human being. It is very fantastic also. Originally he was living in the form of a spirit, but now he becomes a human being, and the lover and beloved are united. And the entire thing is quite, quite deconstructive, because I don't understand the meaning of this particular novel from the postmodern point of view, that how the spirits come back to life, and how they are united with the human beings on the earth. Anyhow, the novel has ended with a good note, the union of Annie and Daniel at the end of the novel. Anyhow, taken together, this book is a good book, and one thing I would like to praise, forgetting about the story, there is no story element, there is no story in there. It is a psychic recollections of the mind, consciousness, story is not there, and psychic adventures. One thing I want to praise this particular girl is that she has used a language in English, which is a very high-flown language. And I find the language used by this particular Sagarika Priyadarshane in this particular book is so high, I don't think that even students of English literature can write this kind of English. And really, I praise you, because I find I have been guiding so many people for PhD and so many scholars in MA, evaluated that script, but the book is beautifully written in a language in English. And I should congratulate her for this particular flawless English. The English is flawless, full of symbols, metaphors, images. So it's a very nice venture on the part of Sagarika.
Thank you, sir, for your deep study and expression of your thoughts for the books. Now this is time to welcome or introduce Professor Pariswar Biswal sir. Sorry. This is time to call upon to the dais Mrs. Mr. Kavisapati Madam. She will be reviewing the books, the story book, the Sapphire. I would like to introduce Madam. It's my privilege to introduce Madam Mr. Kavisapati, who is popularly known as Principal Chinma Vidyalaya English Medium. Present here on the identity of a critic in stories, which is written by her student. A true mentor who saved the lives of the thousands of students has not only taught lessons from books, but also lessons for life. Today, I stand here with pride is that critic for a storybook, Sapphire. I would like to request Madam to give her blessings and also criticisms for Sagarika.
A very good evening to all the dignitaries sitting on the dais and all the intellectual people who are sitting in front of me on the occasion of the launching a book of my dear Sagarika. All the dignitaries who are sitting there already, Professor Dr. Shyama Prasad Swami, whatever he has already spoken, sir is yet to speak. To begin with, I am immensely proud to have been invited here to bless my daughter. When a small child picks up some color and he scribbles, then the mother doesn't say, what are you doing? You're wasting all this time and all. And then the mother allows, the child does it actually, keeps on doing that. And one fine morning, the mother comes and sees my daughter has done something really wonderful. And then she takes and kisses that child that the sky is the limit for you. So I say, Sagarika, sky is limit for you. You have done a wonderful thing. I was really mesmerized when I got this book, all the three. I said, in my lifetime, I cannot do all the three segments of literature together. It is just simply impossible for me. All my blessings for you. So, dear Dr. Behera, I have seen him actually coming to school, and the fatherly heart, how it bleeds for the daughters several times. Mother, father, I have seen, and today I saw how they are happy and they are smiling. God bless all of them, and this girl, let you go and touch the sky. I shall be there to bless always. And here, two things I promise. I am not a person to produce any PhD. I myself is not a PhD holder. Neither I have produced any PhD, but I have produced Sagarika. I have produced such kind of so many students in my life who are settled in different areas of the society, and they are serving the nation, and I am really proud of them. And today I am really proud of Sagarika, who has done, he was opened the window to the world of creativity. And we were searching, always I was thinking, we have produced doctors, engineers, IAS also, many things. But when we will be seeing successful creative writers, and why young people are not coming forward to write, and one or two I think previously they have written our school students, and today I got this opportunity to come. All of us, we know Kathopanishad, but story of Nachiketa. Nachiketa goes when father else gets angry, the Nachiketa goes that I have given you to Yama. The Nachiketa goes actually to Yama, and waits for 3 days, did not eat, nothing, fasting, etc. Yama comes, okay. Finally, he gives him 3 buns. And he wants to know many things he gives to father, etc. Finally, he tells, I want to know what happens after death. And Yama said that you go, you are a small child. He does not. The determination of the child actually makes Yama also bend down and he gives him all the knowledge. So if Nachiketa was stubborn, determined, I will say Sagarika also, the face of all adverse situation in her life, what she has done, I say that she is also a follower of Nachiketa. So God bless you, my dear child. Now, right, she was the princess of the father. I have seen, she was so cute, so beautiful, and then she was coming to school and the father, many a times, I have seen, father brings me, I have seen tears in the eyes of the father. Always, he was wanting that how my child is going to smile. And finally, I saw today the smile in both parents as well as in the girl actually. So all my blessings for you. So let us come to the book actually. When it will be 20 minutes, you remind me. Okay? So, short story is a concise work of fiction which packs a punch with only fewer words. That's why it is short story. Every detail is important. It's very difficult. Novel you get a larger canvas, but story very small. It should serve a purpose, developing the character, plot, theme. The author has limited scope only to expose his or her point of view and the theme, symbolism, conflict and resolution, all this. So it's very tough to achieve all these and fulfill the purpose in a short story. One has to master the economy of emotion, language, and play with the structure also, as well as blend the traditional techniques as well as contemporary innovations in order to become a writer in this modern time, right? So let us see that if Sagarika has achieved all this in this book, which consists Sapphire. It's a book so nice, right? Means nicely she has given a title also. So let us see that her creativity, is she able to embrace reader's mind? So this is a question. So I'll answer to this in short only because her book is having 17 short stories, all based on love. So these, and here I was telling her actually, Sagarika, give me around 25 books I'll purchase for my school so that in the annual day I can give these books to my children. Young minds, they will be really happy to read this short story book. So I request her father also to give me. So however, coming to see actually all the stories, her first story was My Neighbor is a Vampire, a captivating blend of fantasy and romance. This opening story draws readers into a mysterious world, which Sir was telling. She loves mystery, where a young girl discovers that her charming neighbor is a vampire, which begins as fear slowly blossoms into love. The story speaks of courage, trust, and the belief that love can conquer even the supernatural. Like that, not enemy, she has gone to that extent, love can win supernatural. Let's embrace love to win over the world. That is the message which she gives here. And the next story is Love Happens. So this tale of childhood rivals turned lovers in course of time is a humorous and an emotional one. It explores how two people who once detested each other, hated each other, they come to realize that they really love. So it's a love story, at the end is a happy ending. Then music kind of love, a third story, where Sagarika celebrates the power of art to connect souls. A singer discovers a lost passion through an unexpected meeting with a musician this time, and their shared rhythm becomes the foundation of their love. A love born out of music, creativity, and emotional harmony. Like this, he goes on to write 17 stories. All I cannot, I'll just pick up a few only. All you need is love. This is another story of a story filled with thrill, adventure and patriotism too. It follows a cafe worker whose life changes when she meets a mysterious man, later revealed to be an undercover officer assigned to protect her. The story beautifully blends action and affection, proving that love can grow even amidst danger. If when we are in a dangerous position, there also we can love. Then I can say an angel story. This enchanting tale reminds us that love transcends the boundaries of heaven and earth. A guardian angel falls in love with a mortal being, bringing in a mix of divinity and emotion. It carries a spiritual message that love in its purest form is always divine. Crazy Love and the story. The name suggests the story is filled with drama, laughter, and youthful energy. It portrays the madness, jealousy, and excitement of a young lover, unpredictable yet very sincere, leaving readers smiling at the end. Sometimes you smile, as I told, it is all kinds of emotions you will find in all our 17 stories. There is a princess story too, a small one, fairy tale inspired story that brings in royalty, grace and innocence. The author captures the charm of childhood dreams. A lot of times she uses her dreams also and the timeless belief that love can make even the simplest heart royal in spirit. Then another story I'll just tell. This is True Love Forever. This story reaffirms faith in commitment and sincerity. Despite life's different challenges, two hearts remain bound by trust and patience throughout. It conveys that true love is not about perfection every time, but it is perseverance. Magical world, always magic also is a part of her writing. She enjoys. I also like this story very much. I enjoyed this story actually. The author invites readers to a fantasy realm of imagination and wonder. So through vivid storytelling, she blends the mystical with the emotional, symbolizing how love itself can create a magical world around us. So one story, last but one, if I remember, I was going through, she has also written how through a mirror, they go to another world and there the spirits of fights and all, and again they come back to the reality. So I believe that my students, they will all enjoy. Those who have come here, I tell all of you, take a book and really read it and you will enjoy. So these are all short things that I am telling about her stories. But let's analyze one of her stories and then I just want to wind up. Her one story is Love Happens, a grounded, convincingly human romance from rivalry to companionship. This is one of her stories. Two childhood antagonists, Karuna and Kaushik. They carry their rivalry into adult life as co-workers, and a sequence of incidents, professional proximity, a locked night, illness and care, all this, and a romantic gesture that transforms irritation into respect and finally love. The story culminates in a public proposal followed by a misunderstanding that nearly breaks them and a final redemptive reunion. So this is the small story. Then the theme you will find from competition to companionship. This is the theme of the story. That art convincingly portrays how repeated exposure and shared responsibility, repeated exposure and shared responsibility can turn friction into affection. So beautifully she has done it. Karuna's grief and Kaushik's stirring presence creates a realistic path to intimacy. So this we find pride and humility, both protagonists carry ounce of ego and misunderstanding. Their growth is pragmatic. You will find here nothing like it is just a fantasy, but it's really pragmatic. So I like the story. The author writes, natural workplace. She has taken small domestic gestures like bringing coffee, standing up during a party. These are all kind of things he has introduced that function as character development rather than mere filler. Through all this, he has developed her characters. The Sagarika avoids overwriting the romance here in this story. Instead, she gives readers action bits like loud conference room, nursing through fever, like this, that show feelings very concretely. This show don't tell, this approach is very effective in a short form fiction. Emotional economy here plays a very important role to make this story very interesting. So this is one of the stories, one of the best of her stories. I really liked it. So like this many stories, 17 stories he has written, and this is one of the stories just because we do not have much time, otherwise another 2-3 I would have narrated. However, across all these 17 stories, what stands out in Sagarika's versatility, you will find her ability to shift from realistic urban settings to mythical world, which sir was also telling, from heartbreak to hope, from laughter to longing. Her characters, ordinary yet extraordinary, carry the message of love in its purest essence, remains the greatest strength and comfort of the human soul. I really like the book's title, Sapphire. It's truly very symbolic, just as the fire gem that reflects all of light in many shadows. All the stories, 17 stories, they give us light of love, the tender, magical, and painful, but eternal love. And so, finally, my personal note here I'll give, being a teacher and being a person who tries to write also, I understand it's very difficult to write a novel, to write poems. At this age when she does, sometimes when she shares the seat with me, that I am proud of that. It's not your pride, it is that this girl shares a seat. When sometimes she was not entering into my room, may I come in? She was asking me that time. And today she has that dignity to share the seat with me. Tears roll down my cheek. I'm so happy and proud of you, dear girl. And you produce like this, you read and read many more books and show that your writing will be perfect. Like that scribbling of the child, you will write and do one day a perfect one for which if I shall be there, I will be proud of you. God bless you, my child.
Thank you, madam. Your blessings, your encouragement, your inspiring words will carry her to the horizon again challenge. Thank you, madam, again. Now, discussion is over. Subsidiary discussion is also over. Now this is the time of the poetry. Professor Barrister Mr. Popularly and widely is admired for a deep understanding of literature in English, a unique ability to interpret poetry with sensitivity and depth. Through both teaching and critique, he has inspired many to see the beauty, rhythm and meaning hidden senses with words. Please welcome Professor Barrister Mr. to have the discussion of the poet. Professor Mr. please.
Esteemed President of the General Auditorium, Mr. Madhur Naik, esteemed Sagarika PRIYADARSHANEE, whose name, with the microphone, whose name just brought me here, and it is a matter of pride and pleasure for me to stand here and today speak a few words on a poetry collection that she has published. When I was given the option of all these three books, I chose poetry. I chose it simply because I knew nothing about the author of this book till I went through the book. Poetry is the most intimate part of a as a student of literature and I believe that if you want to know a person who is a versatile writer, who can write poetry, novels, plays, short stories, you must go through her poetry first. Because that actually is the medium which introduces a person very intimately to you. One pours out one's own heart into it. You cannot pour your heart absolutely into the genre of novel, short stories, or even drama, because there you have to deal with characters. You have to create a character, and you become the voice of the character. It's not your own voice. Here, I am dealing with one voice, which is of the author, the poet's author, and I found something absolutely marvelous and wonderful in it. The book is titled Mirrored Heart. Mirrored. That's a very innovative way of giving a title to a book. Mirror has become a, she has used it as an adjective, participle adjective. Mirrored heart. It is a reflection of the heart on a mirror. When as a reader, I looked at that mirror, I was simply flabbergasted to find something unique and very, very interesting. What is that uniqueness? What is that uniqueness that I found there? As I said, when I looked at the mirror, I found the broken and splintered parts of a heart etched onto the mirror all around. And someone trying to pick up those splintered parts and piece it together and make some sense out of it. So, immediately I was reminded of a line of one of my most favorite writers, that is Jean-Paul Sartre, who once said, "Take away my suffering from me, and I will die. Take away my suffering from me, and I will die." What did he mean by that? If you take away my suffering, there is no point of living. Why should I live on this earth unless I suffer? You suffer and you create and you recreate yourself for your suffering. I knew nothing about the author till I came here, not even a word. And in the book, while there is some introduction, all the introduction is about the whole creations. There is hardly any word about the heart. So I did not know anything about her. And now I feel I know everything about her. The external identity of a person doesn't matter to me. What she does, what she has suffered, what she is now doing, what is her age, how does she look. These are all immaterial when you are dealing with poetry. When you are dealing with poetry, you are dealing with pure emotions. So, I could instantly imagine that this girl has suffered a lot. At such a tender age, she has already suffered a lot. And it is those sufferings that have provided her the factor for her creativity. What she has suffered, I do not know. Here only, while Mr. Pani, while introducing her, said something that I could guess, yes, something she has already suffered a setback in life, which was related to some mental problem, was it? Yes. The exact word perhaps he uttered to which was depression. We all know, especially the medical people here, Dr. Pani himself is there, Dr. is there, they understand better. Yes, also. Yeah. Anyway. Dr. Mahapatra is there. Yes, there are so many doctors here. They understand it better. Depression is perhaps the most overpowering and the most overwhelming problem of the younger generation today. That is the Gen G, which we call Gen G. And see, if she has suffered from it, well, it is there, it is happening to so many people today. And what do we expect from the people who suffer from this problem? We expect them to recover. And recover how? And recover by what means? And she has obviously recovered. I have found that after going through these poems, I thought it is very important that I should go there at least an hour before and talk to her, because I was so curious about her. But then I realized it's not necessary, because whatever she wanted to say, she has already told me through her poems. See, when you suffer and recover, what are the means of your recovery? How do you recover? Recover through love. Love is the ultimate remedy for all our ills, especially if they are mental ones. And at such a tender age, she has already gone through it, and that she has recovered from it. And then she stands here as a writer, a poet, an author by her own merit. That is perhaps her greatest achievement. And in this particular poem, collection of poems, I found I see in the process of picking off the pieces of her broken heart and trying to rebuild her life. What is she doing? And how is she doing? Obviously, she is love learned. She wants love. And she has found love. And obviously, also, while she is so young, her love has to be romantic love. This particular book, 116 poems, they are all love poems. I don't know, personally I don't know nothing about her, so I cannot say whether this love is real or imaginary. Whether she has got a beloved one who stands by her and who is the inspiration for her to write these poems. I don't know. And I don't need to know. All that I need to know and all that I already know is that she is already a poet. To be a poet is not everybody's poet. It's not everybody's luck. That is why I quoted Shakti in the beginning. Take away suffering and I will die. She says, nobody has taken away her suffering from her. She has discovered the remedy for her own suffering. And her remedy is creativity. Her remedy is love. Her remedy is the care that she has got from her parents, the encouragement and inspiration that she has got from her real or imaginary lover. I don't know, Sagarika, whether really you have a lover who is there standing by, I am standing by you and providing you all the information, and I do not need to know. That is your personal matter. All that I know already is that you have a lover, maybe real, maybe imaginary, maybe your love is romantic, or maybe that is platonic. But you saturated me with your love all throughout while I was going through all these 116 poems. And that is my good fortune, and that is why I want to give you the credit here that you have not only touched the hearts of, I don't know how many readers you have, because this book is just being launched today, but you have won me over with your book. You have won a place for yourself as a poet. You have already won it. I would just read 2 or 3 stanzas from her poetry just to emphasize how she has already got the command over her tools. Poetry requires certain tools. Poetry is the most difficult art among all the branches of literature, as she has already got that command. I will just recite 2 or 3 stanzas. I don't have the time. I would have done it, I would have liked to do it more intensely, but I don't have the time. Anyway, just one of her poems is titled Apocalypse. Apocalypse, the end of the world. Apocalypse means the end of the Kalyuga and was what violent incidents the Apocalypse. The title of her poem is Apocalypse. But it is not about apocalypse. It is about coming out of that apocalypse with the message of love. Now, just 2-3 stanzas, not more. Apocalypse. Maybe we are crazy. She is addressed to a lover. She has a lover. Very much all throughout the poem, he is there by her side. As I told you, real or imaginary. Because poets are masters of their own imagination. They can create while there is none. They can create anything and make them feel real. Maybe we are crazy. Our meeting will bring the apocalypse. Maybe we are crazy. Our meeting will bring the apocalypse. The last day on earth will be the day of our mirth. Look at just the rhythm. If you are a critic of poetry, if you are a student of poetry, just look at the rhythm and the rhyme of the poetry. Apart from the feeling that she has already conveyed to you. Even if it is the last day of our life, even if it is the last day of this world, that will be the day of our mirth. Mirth, you understand? Bliss, happiness. Ultimate happiness, mirth. And as I told you, look at poetry from a poetic point of view. Maybe we are crazy. We are living through an apocalypse. We are going through an apocalypse. Our meeting will bring the apocalypse. The last day on earth will be the day of our mirth. If someone has this keen sense of the words and their resonance, obviously, here she must be right. Sagarika, Priyadarshane, you are, as I told earlier, you are already a poet. Because I am a very, very hard. But I stand before you, both as a critic and as a writer. And my fellow men of literature, those you know, a very hard taskmaster as a critic. I hardly praise people for their poetry. Unless what they have created moves me, overwhelms me, I do not shower my praise on such creations. I do not praise you here. I really acclaim you as a poet. As I said earlier, you are already a poet and you have already earned in the pantheon of poetry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your great insights to her feelings, emotions, her presentations really show a brighter light to the path of darkness. Bless her, and bless her. Please. Now this is the concluding part of the celebration. We are going to listen 4 of her creations in the form of poems from this mirrored books, Mirrored Heart. So I would like to call Palki Raut of class 11 from Chinmay Vidyalaya. Palkita. Okay, Palkita Raut. She is to recite a poem, We Hate Each Other. Palkita Raut of class 11.
Hari Om, and a very good evening to one and all present over here. Respected guests,
On this special occasion, I, Parvita Rao, a student of Chinmay Vidyalaya English Medium, feel privileged to recite a poem derived from the book Mirrored Heart by Miss Sagarika Priyadarshane, our senior alumni of Chinmay Vidyalaya itself. The name of the poem is We Had Each Other. I had tried to forget you so many times, but every time it brings tears to my eyes. It isn't easy to erase the feelings I had for you. If I could do it, you know, I definitely would. But how can you forget the sweetest things you did only to make me happy? It's tough for me to just move on and forget the beautiful bond we had. We were like the morning sun when things turned out bad. But we just had each other, and that was enough. But one day you just got up and left, and I couldn't find you anywhere. You wanted me to believe that whatever we had was all a lie, but I know that can't be. No matter how hard you try to hide the truth, I will find out the real reasons behind your sudden disappearance. You wanted me to believe that I am better off without you. I am absolutely sure of the fact that it's not true. You are keeping something from me, and I will try to find out about it soon. You can just ghost me without an explanation. It's just something you are not allowed to do. You know how it's difficult for me to function with you not big by my side. And I will wait for you at our favorite place tonight. And I know that you will show up. Thank you.
Thank you, Palkita. Now the next poem from the Mirrored Heart to be recited by Shreya Das, class 9 of Chinmay Vidyalaya English Medium. So no need to give your own identification, please.
Hari Om and good evening. My poem's title is I'm Scared. I'm scared to keep people close. What if they will break my heart again? All I do is shove them away from me every second. But I think my excuses are lame. But I'm scared of attachment. One day they will leave me all alone, saying that they are done. I won't be able to handle myself if that ever happens. They will burst my bubble, leaving my mind in a jumble. How can I trust them to keep my heart safe from breaking into thousands? Would I ever get true friends? They say the world is really small. Your people will hear you if you call. But I'm scared of letting them into my life. To let go and dive deeper into the beehive. It's so difficult for me to open myself up, to see the world as a half-filled cup. I don't want to suppress my feelings anymore. I want to plunge into the ocean and wait for what life has in store. I want to go inside the lion's den and see through the lens like never before. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. Next, one to be recited by Vidya Patel of class 9 from Chinmay Vidyalaya English Medium. No, one more. 4 points to be recited.
Hari Om, and a very good morning to one and all present over here. Today I'm here to recite a poem written by Miss Sagarika Priyadarshane, and the poem's title is Vintage Heart. I have a vintage heart. A vintage heart a magnetic pull. A love that is pure. A love that is pure. Feelings never felt before. Feelings never felt before. A love that feels like home. A love that feels like home. Connecting two souls. Connecting two souls. A love that is magic. That is magic, sounding like a melody. Sounding like a melody. A love that has a fire. A love that has a fire, requiring a spark to ignite. Requiring a spark to ignite. A love that is unstoppable. A love that is unstoppable. Something written in a fable. Something written in a fable. A love that is boundless. A love that is boundless, being lost in its depth. Being lost in its depth. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, media. Last but not the least, last poem to be recited by Jannat Pallai of class 6. Jannat Pallai, she is going to recite a poem, Light Walks into My Life, from this mirrored heart.
Bolting to the dead ends, like going paragliding and jumping from mountains and jumping from mountains, like playing with snow, like playing with snow in a place like Hill Station. There's not a place I wouldn't go if it's none other than Taj Mahal. If it's none other than Taj Mahal. Like drinking tea in a rainy day. Like drinking tea in a rainy day while someone says everything will be okay. Like drinking a chocolate shake and eating a strawberry cake. Like the fairy lights that blink. Cherish the happiness it brings. Cherish the happiness it brings. Thank you.
Thank you, Jannat. Now we are at the verse of the completion of the program. Before concluding, I would like to request Professor Rasmi Ranjan Rao, one of the invitee of the program. Please, Professor Rasmi Ranjan Rao.
Very good evening to one and all. First of all, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Rajiv Palni, the man, the alumnus of our college, who invited me for this book launching ceremony. This is for the second time I am present in a book unveiling or book launching ceremony. One that I attended my professor, Professor Pancharan Misra, when I did a review when he published his book in Sambapur, and this is for the first time in the city of ROURKELA. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And I congratulate the budding, very tender writer, Ms. Sagarika Priyadarshane, that at a very tender age, that you have given your best and you have proved your literary merit, better I call it, and that you have established yourself as one of the best writer at a very tender age. So you are the creme de la creme, better I call it, the best product of the school of Chinmay Vidyalaya. The principal, Professor Kapisat must be considered proud to have seen that her student being writer. She has produced the 3 books in 3 genres of literature. That is one from the poetry, reviewed by the eminent professor, Professor Parasar Biswal. Another one is the novel by our guide teacher,
Professor SWASTI, and the storybook is reviewed by her teacher, her principal, Professor Kavisapati. And our principal, Professor Dr. Ravindra Kumar Jana, we were sitting at the back bench and we were listening what kind of the deliberation that was being made. And we decided that the literary merit of this that writer, and we decided that we would say something and we would praise something because she's the budding writer. We are the professors, we are the teachers, and it is our duty and responsibility to praise and appreciate, because we have established ourselves as the professors, but we have not yet been able to write a book. We teach books, but we have not yet been able to write a book. We write PhD thesis. We write, you see that writings for the publications in different journals. But the moment we think of writing a book, we become a grand failure. And this is a literary odyssey. The literary, you see that adventure that she has undertaken. That's the reason why I could not sit there. I must say something in praise of her literary merit. And the moment Professor SWASTI was giving his deliberation, because he's a thoroughgoing man, he has done so many things in the research work, and he has said one thing, that she has done the literary innovation. I do not know to what an extent he has said, but he must have used that observed it thoroughly, and he has said she has done literary innovation. He is right. And her books must be used that given in different schools and the colleges, whereby the students will be using that inspired. They will derive joy and happiness that how a girl like of her own age could write such wonderful your books. So it will be a kind of your inspiration for the college students. And she has done literary innovations. And Professor SWASTI is that said that because he has gone through, I have not gone through. So he has gone through, he has his own way of using the saying. So he said that Gothic elements, the magic realism, the themes of alienations, the conflict between tradition and modernity, all these are elements that he has here found, and that the book has been written, you see that very nicely. And the moment you see that Professor Paresa Biswal, he said that he praised and appreciated the theme, the rhyme, the poetic elements, the assonantal and consonantal elements, the arrangement of the words. He was very much dumbstruck to have gone through the poetic lines, the poetic impulse of this writer. And here in this your literary event, that I once again see that congratulate to the budding writer, the young writer, that she should come to our college. We shall invite her to our college and to the different educational institutions, so that our students will evince joy and you see that inspiration from her, and they will come out for this literary audition.
Actually, this is my greatest vision, because this is my greatest vision, to present here and to place my granddaughter. Sagarika is just like my granddaughter, because one father was my student. I was his surgery professor. His father was a nice student, disciple of mine. So whatever it is, I will not take much of your time, because you see these critics who are three critics were there. Two of them have translated my English poems and English book also, written originally in India. So whatever naturally there will be some problem regarding the form and content of the book. The content is very important. Form wise, the girl is beautiful and excellent, as I have understood from the poems. However, this is not a time to criticize her.
rather to play sir. People have criticized me when I started my writing at the age of 14 or 15. I started my writing at the age of 14 or 15. You will not mind or the all You see, I was a teacher, I was a surgery teacher, and in many of the occasions to different medical college or veterinary college, they have called me in different years for Guru Puja. So, she is my granddaughter. I would like to bless her profusely. So, thank you for your patient hearing, and thank you for the opportunity given by my student. You see, he is a great creative personality. Creative personality now, because a creative boy at that time when I was his teacher. But because his father was not a creative personality. So she is I would say that she is a garden in the desert. His father was a
Sejukta Ajit Mohan Pujari.
Hello. Good evening to all of you present here. I was just now asked to propose vote of thanks. It is indeed a proud privilege on my part to do so. By profession, I am an engineer, but I have a special fascination towards literature, more so Oriya literature. Fine. It was indeed a wonderful time for me to have spent, I would say, a few moments, although it's about 2 hours, but I would say a few moments. Exhilarating time, I would say. So on behalf of SWASTI SAHITYA SANSAD, it is my pleasure to offer thanks profusely to the president of this function and also of SWASTI Patnaik and the eminent teachers, most experienced and exposed teachers, Professor Shyam Prasad Swai. Very recently, I had an acquaintance with him, maybe a couple of months before at Lider on school. There I came to know about him, Professor Padiswar Biswal, and Sarvishta Kavishatpati. On behalf of SWASTI SAHITYA SANSAD, our thanks. I offer my thanks from the core of my heart. And Sri Rajiv Pani, who has given me the opportunity to stand before you, the most Oriyanati ke koi kuch ज्ञानी गुणी सुदीवृंद आपण माने आपण मा राजीव पाणी मते मोर बहुत at this tender age how you are inspired. I think you yourself your inspiration. Am I right? I could make it out. God bless you. I will not thank you and all of you. I'm sure you have already showered your blessings to her. Let her shine and. We have with us our reporter friend, Sri Punja Bihari Raut, very interesting person, quite well known to all of us. To meet you, my younger brother. A lot of thanks to him for coming all the way, and I'm sure he will. Yes, Malaya. Times of India, Sri Malaya. Yeah, you are there. Good to know you. And Sasmita Pradhan, all of you, without whom such occasions do not see the light of the day. Special thanks to Nirupama Pati to be here, and the master of arrangement, right? And finally, my brother, Dr. Pani. Susanta Pani, I'm sorry. Susanta Pani, who anchored the program so nicely, and all of you profusely deserve thanks on behalf of SWASTI SAHITYA SANSAD. Keep coming, keep encouraging, and my young friends from Chinmay Vidyalaya. Dinner. Okay, dinner is ready. 2 minutes. चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहाँ गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे के तले जहाँ गम भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले एक ऐसे गगन के तले एक ऐसे गगन. Thank you, sir. Your writings are based on love, right? So I thought this is the right poem. Thank you all. Good night.
Special thanks to Ajit Manupudari sir for giving such an enchanting thanks. With the permission from the President, now the meeting is adjourned. I would like to request everybody, dinner is waiting us. Please follow the dinner tables. Please. Again, the very special thanks to Dr. Judishwar Verra for the root of all these arrangements, as well as proud parents of Sagarika. Now, Dr. Judishwar Verra is presented by Secretary General SWASTI SAHITYA SANSAD. A close friend to Dr. Verra. He is also there as an advocate. Now we will proceed towards the dinner table.
बेटा